Hey friends, so I've been experimenting with something pretty simple yet surprisingly powerful. Walking. Yes, just walking. Every day for the past 30 days I've tied up my laces, stepped outside and started to walk. And you know what? This straightforward habit turned my life around in ways I really didn't expect. From physical to mental transformations, the journey has been nothing short of amazing. It's about how a simple daily walk can lead to life-changing transformations. And I was surprised how this new habit fitted into my regime, rain or shine, busy schedule or not. And I've got some great tips and insights for anyone thinking, maybe I'll give this a shot. Trust me when I say, whether you're a walking enthusiast or someone just pondering that first step, there's something in this for everyone. But before we dive into the transformative effects this can have, let me share with you something slightly unexpected. Now you might think that missing a day might lead to disappointment or even giving up the whole thing. During my 30-day challenge, there were a few days where it just wasn't possible to walk, whether it was the weather turning my path into a wind-swept, rain-soaked ordeal, or family commitments that I couldn't ignore. Now you'd expect those to bring a sense of frustration or failure. So here's what actually happened. I chose understanding and forgiveness instead of self-criticism. So rather than dwelling on what I couldn't do, I focused on what I'd achieved up till then and simply made a promise to myself that tomorrow I would get out there and walk. And this mindset didn't just make it easier to resume walking, it turned the habit into something that was enjoyable, something that I was looking forward to. And so I see that lesson in self-compassion as something as valuable as the lessons I've learned from walking itself. All right, so let's talk results. Now you might be thinking, okay, Andrew, but how groundbreaking can walking really be? Well, be prepared to be surprised. It wasn't just about getting fit or hitting step goals. The changes were way more profound. Picture this, waking up each morning, not out of necessity, but with genuine excitement. Does that sound like a stretch? Well, at the end of the 30 days, that was me. Gone were the days of battling with my alarm clock, walking around like a zombie until I had my first coffee. Instead, I found myself bounding out of bed, full of this zesty energy. And it wasn't just a physical thing. My mind was also much clearer. It was as if my mind was getting a fresh coat of paint to take on the day's colours. And the best part was that this new clarity didn't fade with the walk. It stayed with me, enhancing every part of my day. And let's talk about the power of a bit of Beethoven and a brisk walk. This combination turned into a walking meditation. Seriously, who knew that a bit of classical music and a morning stroll could be so revitalizing? It was like my personal bubble of calm when I could mull things over, let go of stress, and sometimes come up with new ideas. So, when I talk about incredible results, I'm not just bragging about more steps or calories burnt. I'm talking about this all-encompassing transformation. It's a story of how little shifts can lead to big leaps in our health, mindset, and productivity. And trust me, if I can transform my mornings from meh to magnificent, you certainly can too. So let's dive into the how. Integrating a new habit, especially in the morning, sounds like a chore, right? But here's how I made it surprisingly simple and fun. Okay, so you know how we all have one thing that we do in the morning without fail. For me, it was make coffee. What I did was sneak in this new habit, walking, right alongside it. It sounds a bit odd, doesn't it, pairing coffee with walking? So picture this, my coffee on, brewing, and I'm out the door for a 10-minute brisk walk. Just this small change made a really huge difference. It was like telling my body each morning, here, we're going to be doing something really good today. But here's the really important part. It wasn't just a kickstart for my body. It was my time to connect with myself before the day got noisy. Sometimes I'd brainstorm ideas or reflect on what I wanted to achieve that day. Other times I just enjoyed the morning air and let my mind wander. It was amazing how a short walk could really set the tone for the whole day. And I know what you're thinking, Andrew, how did you keep this up? It's about making it a no-brainer. Linking it to my coffee ritual meant that it became an automatic part of my day. No need for motivational talk. It was just coffee brewing, time to walk, as simple as that. So if you're looking to shake up your mornings, think about what you already do daily. Can you tack on a new healthy habit? It doesn't have to be long. Even a few minutes each day can have a profound effect. Now you might be thinking, that all sounds great, but how do I start my journey? Don't worry, I've got some tips that will help you with that. All right, so tip number one, it may be something you've already heard, but it's about anchoring your habit to something you already do. For me, it was about anchoring it to my morning coffee and creating the start of a habit chain. A habit chain is where you're already in the mode for doing something. You just add an extra link to it. My morning walk was only adding an extra 5 minutes to my morning routine, and because it was so small and insignificant a change, it was something that I could easily add to the chain without breaking it. And these tiny steps are the secret sauce that make them stick. Next, and the other thing that really makes it the stick, is by making it enjoyable. For me, it was all about popping my headphones in and listening to my Beethoven. But whether it's music, an audio book, or just listening to nature, just find something that's enjoyable to you as part of the walk. Now let's talk about pace. Remember, this doesn't have to be a race. Just enough to feel invigorated and feel that little rush of endorphins. And honestly, it's amazing how just a short brisk walk can set up a powerful tone for the day. But here's the most crucial tip. Don't beat yourself up about it. If you miss a day, it's fine, because building a habit is never a straight line. All it is about progress. On days I couldn't walk, I didn't beat myself up. I simply acknowledged it and told myself that I'll be walking tomorrow. And doing that helped me look forward to the next day and helped me maintain this through my 30-day challenge and beyond. It's that approach that helps turn your habits into lifelong habits. And really, that's what we're looking for. So there you have it. Start small, link it to your existing regime, make it enjoyable, and be kind to yourself about it. Walking might seem simple, but it can be transformative. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you on the next.